Okay, we got a game. I guess it's 2100. We're going to be playing d4. Is he from Romania? Moldova. Okay. I'm gonna play c4, the Queen's Gambit. Let's see what he replies with. They can play knight to f6. Sometimes they play e6. Sometimes they strike with c5. Okay, when they play this, I'm just gonna take. It's better for him to take with a pawn. We develop our knight, we get the bishop out, rook here, and everything's fine. Now here we actually pin the knight to the queen. And then we put the rook on c1. And sometimes we try to, to take the knight, force him to take with the queen and win a pawn like that. He is pinning the knight. So after bishop takes, is going to be queen takes. Okay. I can play a3, force him to take, and then I'll be having the bishop there. Yeah, well, because after this, takes, he will play c5, and then I have to take. I guess rook to c1 does not seem like a bad move. You cannot play this. Yep. It seemed a blunder because after bishop takes, queen takes, I have knight takes and win the rook with the bishop. Win the bishop with the rook, but the knight is pinned. And whenever I attack this now, because he's trying to get queen to a5, ooh, I think that's a mistake. b4, if the bishop went back here, I can take, and after queen takes, I can go knight takes. But then it's going to take here. Well, I'm going to have a check and win the rook. So I guess I have b4, and he has to go... Yeah, I think he made a blunder, because I can go bishop takes, and he's forced to take with a pawn. Because after bishop takes, queen takes, I have knight takes here, and he cannot take because he will lose the bishop, right? And I don't have knight takes because he's going to take with the queen. So bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, pawn takes, and he's going to lose the bishop. Yeah. Well, at least it's going to damage the pawn structure, so he will not be safe on the king side. That's something. Yeah, he was supposed to keep the bishop on b6 so that after a queen takes, knight takes, he can win the pawn back. He take with a pawn. Okay. And we don't have tricks. Yeah. Tricks are not there yet. I can play queen to c2, preparing knight takes, but he can just take with that, so that's nothing. Okay, I think I should just, develop the knight, play e3, get the bishop out, the queen out, and we have a good position. Yeah, knight here. Sorry, bishop there. Okay, we're gonna play e3, a simple looking move. Bishop to d3, bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah. We need to be winning something here. I cannot play knight to h4 because he's gonna go back, and after I take, he will fix his structure. We don't want that. Bishop here, bishop takes, queen takes. I think it's fine. Yeah, because we need to develop the bishop anyways. And playing this is not good because after this, he wants to go back because he wants me to take and fix his pawn structure. We're not going to do that. I can play a simple knight to h4 move and trying to take. He's going to take, still not going to do anything. But at least I will have a bishop. I don't like it. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? Getting the queen to c2. I guess queen to c2 makes some sense because right now we're threatening to take, and after he takes, I can win a pawn, and he cannot take. He loses the bishop, and we just won a pawn. Yeah. So I can fix his pawn structure again, but win a pawn in return. So he needs to be careful. Yes, it is bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, pawn takes, and queen takes, rook takes. The pawn is going to be attacked. The pawn is going to be attacked, and And okay, so now we're going to take with the queen. We're going to be taking with the queen. Queen takes d3. Queen takes d3. What is that? Okay, so now the knight moved. Okay, the knight is going to be a problem, especially on c4. Especially on c4. Yeah, we should be stopping the knight from being here. I guess I have to go back knight to d2 and get the queen back here. Yeah, the knight is going to be a problem on c4. So now, I mean, going back queen to c2, taking here, he can just take with the knight or with the queen. Queen to c2 playing this takes, and we can take, so at least he's going to have an isolated pawn, double pawns, and double pawns. So I guess queen to c2, knight here is going to be good. The bishop will move somewhere. Okay, so he's just trying to get the queen here. And we cannot win a pawn. Well, I can prepare a4, queen here, pawn here. He's going to push a pawn, and we can attack his knight. And when the knight moves, I can take this pawn because he cannot take, he loses the bishop. Yeah, I guess this move is good. Probably. Yeah. We push a4, queen to g4, g3, some pawn push on either side like h5, f5. We're going to attack the knight. He played the right move, I guess. We should not be castling right now because it's really scary. We're going to be playing a simple g3. The queen cannot get in to attack the rook, so we're happy. A pawn to a5, the knight needs to move, and when the knight moves, we can win this pawn because after it takes, we win the bishop. So I'm sensing he's going to try to do something like h5, f5, trying to push, trying to, yeah, he made the mistake, and now we're going to attack the knight. The knight needs to move, and when the knight does move, we have knight takes pawn attacking the bishop, and then I can go back, or we can, you know, we can literally just force a queen trade, and we'll be totally happy. Queen, knight there. Why? See, after knight takes, pawn takes, queen check, queen takes, knight takes, he needs to be protecting this. Yeah, I guess I'm winning here. Hold on. See, knight takes, pawn takes, queen check, queen takes, knight takes. I'm threatening this pawn, and this pawn as well, with the rook. And after takes, is he thinking about something like here? Because then I can just move the rook, and then whenever he takes, I force a queen trade. Yeah, we take here. Whenever he takes, we force a queen trade. We take, the knight is being attacked, and the pawn is being attacked, and this pawn is being attacked. So we will be winning a pawn. And if he refused, and he just moved the king, we still going to take, because after he takes, we're going to have the knight here. Yeah, I don't think that does anything, because queen takes, and knight here, I'm attacking this, everything's being attacked. And bishop here is not possible, the knight can take, pawn can take, and everything's fine. See, that's a good move, but I don't think it's that great move, because we have a check. King needs to move. Maybe we can win a pawn here, because this pawn cannot be defended, and this might be a problem for us, so we have to take this pawn. But whenever we take this pawn, it will be attacked, but then I can push the pawn to a6 to defend the knight, and then we can win this pawn because he cannot defend it. And after pawn push, we can just take like this. Should I be taking this? I'm sensing like a move like b5. I want to take this. He's going to attack me. I'm going to push to a6. He's going to put a rook here. We're going to take. And whenever he push, well, I guess I can win a pawn, and he's going to win that pawn, and I can go back. Yeah. I guess taking this pawn is better. Let's take this pawn. He's going to attack me. We're going to push to defend the knight. I'm not sure you want that, bro. I can take. He's gonna play rook here. We don't really care because we're gonna win another pawn. He's gonna take, and after he takes with the rook, it's not really a problem for us. We're gonna take rook takes c4. We're gonna win another pawn, so he cannot really play this. He did. Interesting. Well, we take another pawn because after rook takes, whenever he plays a check, I can go here, and whenever he tries to pin us, then the bishop will be a problem for us because this pawn is going to be pinned in the end. We cannot defend this pawn, and we don't really care about the pawn. So I guess we just take a pawn here, attacking his bishop, actually. The bishop did move. Okay. So how can we make sure we're doing some really bad stuff to him? I cannot move the knight because we will be attacked. Okay. And I should be getting to this pawn. I don't want to get into a draw. Knight here. The rook will be attacked or something. I mean, I really want the knight to go back here or something like that. Or should I just push the pawn? Push a pawn again, check, he moves, not good. I can go here. No. Potential checks and stuff. So what am I supposed to do? I can go back with the rook all the way here because after rook takes, and rook takes, there's nothing happening. I mean, king here seems also fine, but after rook takes, the pawn will be attacked. It cannot be attacked. After some pawn push. So maybe we have to go... Hold on, I guess I have an opportunity to do something that is really nasty. We want to sacrifice the rook, and after it takes, we push to try to make a queen. So wait, allowing the rook trade, and then sacrificing, and after it takes, we push, he can go back to protect. So I guess we need another pawn push. That's why we need b5, I guess. Yeah, he should not be taking here. Rook takes, yeah, we're gonna take. Okay, so hold on, sacrificing the rook, takes, push. I can go here with the knight, preparing the sacrifice, and we can give a check or something. I guess knight here could be a good move, giving me a check. I don't care, I can just move, win this pawn. Yeah. And, yeah. Let's go here, attack this pawn. Whenever he push, we still give the check to defend the pawns here. That's really nice, actually. This is the first time I'm playing a higher rated player, and it's actually a really easy game for me. Yeah, we have to play the check first, because the knight is supposed to be defending these two pawns. So we have to give a check. He's gonna move. And then, see, I want to play a nasty move. And the nasty move is knight here, preparing this rook sack, and after pawn takes push, he cannot go back. But he can play a check, and after I move, he can go back all the way here to defend. So it's still not possible right now. I think I should be taking like this. He push, I take with the knight. I think we should be taking like this. Yeah. But hold on, after this, he can attack me. I will give a check. He will move that. And we can defend maybe with the other this, so yeah. I think we just go here. Everything's protected, nothing going on. We are up three pawns. I really wanted to sack, takes, push, but there's a knight. And even if I played knight to g3, stopping the check here to go rook to a1, he can still go back with the rook here. So rook sack, pawn takes push, the rook can go back to defend. And playing like rook to f6, he's just gonna go back to defend. I can play a check, and then I can play this to attack both of the bishop and the pawn and get ready to actually sack or something. Yeah, I guess I should be playing here. Whenever he attacks the knight, we can play a simple e4, or after rook here we play a check and go back to defend the knight, prepare some kind of a discovery to trade and get the king in, take a pawn, do something. But he's still holding. I'm really hoping there's a way for me to... What about knight here? Preparing the sacrifice, he takes, I push. Still not possible. He played a check. Where should we go? Going here, we're allowing him another check. Going here, no more checks. Putting the bishop there will not be a problem because then, yeah. I guess we just go here. We go there. He's gonna play like rook here to attack this. Makes sense. We have the knight here, which is the only move to defend. I do have another check, and then I can go back. So check. He moves somewhere. I go back to defend. I don't want to play it passively though. Sacking right now, he takes a knight push. He can still stop me. And the pawn should be protected. So we have a knight here. He's going to put a bishop there. It's really interesting. So I can play a check. The rook moves and I can go here. None of these two pieces are going to be attacked. Everything's being defended. So just check and go here and protect with this, because if I defend it with the knight, he can attack my knight. And I don't want to lose the pawn. Yeah, I guess it is a check. The king moves, I go back to protect. And after a series of checks, maybe I can escape back here. Yeah, give him a check. And go back to h5, rook to h5. This pawn should be protected. The knight will reroute in some way. But if we lose this pawn, that means we're going to lose the other pawn, and he's going to have a passer on this side, and the game will shift. So it's better for us to defend. He cannot attack us. I guess after going back here, he can attack us like this. But I will have a check. The king will be forced to move somewhere. And then we can probably just move the knight. Whenever he attacks the rook, I can go back here to keep defending. The rook will give us some checks. Yeah. So we have to go here. We have to protect the pawn. He's going to give me some checks because he will be really mad. And check. Yeah. He's trying to prepare this. I'm not sure if it does anything. I do have a check. Oh, so he's just trying to get the king here. Probably. I do have knight here. Or knight here. Which one is better? I think knight here is better. He's trying to win a pawn. There. He's gonna push. We're gonna get this in. And after this, no way for him to attack my rook. He's gonna go here. That's gonna be a check, and we can win the bishop. And after this, he will play a check. We can just go here. He will attack. I can go back to defend. Yeah. I guess the move it is knight to d6. We're just wasting too much time. Yeah. Whenever you see a check, you have to play it. thinking it will help you in some way. Are you... Oh my god, dude. I really hate players who just play checks. Okay. So after this, he's going to play another check. Even if I went here, he wants to get a draw. We will not give him the draw. No way. I'm going to go here. He's going to attack a pawn. And we cannot defend the pawn. But we can win a pawn. He's going to take it. And we're just going to get the rook here. So whenever he pushes the pawn, we can win it. That's also a better thing to do. Let's go here. He's going to go somewhere to attack a pawn. We cannot push because he can push his pawn. And I can actually push. Because whenever he pushes his pawn, I can play rook here, and he's going to push a pawn again. It's going to be problematic, so no point of doing that. I do have knight here to attack both of the rook and the bishop. He takes, for example. I take, he push. I play this. He push. And I can get closer, and he can never push because I can win. So I guess he made a blunder, right? Knight here, he doesn't have any checks. Knight here, rook takes, knight takes, pawn push, rook to g5, pawn push. And how do we deal with this? We'll just go back, knight here. Interesting. So knight here, rook takes, pawn push, rook here, pawn push. He can never make a queen from this side. So that's actually good for us. So let's play the knight to c4. If he decided to go back, we will be very happy to take, give him a check, force him to take with something. We take this, and then we get the king in, we chop the pawns, make a queen. Yeah, this game was really simple and really easy for me. I don't know, I mean, I always get these kind of positions, but this is the first time somebody plays like this, even though he's a really higher rated than me. Like 40, maybe 50 rating points. He decided to take, but it is not winning for you. Because knight takes, pawn push, rook here, pawn push, and you can never push the pawn. We take. Ooh, nasty. Stopping me from playing rook to g5. Good. Good for you. Check. He's going to go here. Another check. That's actually bad for us. We need a check. He's going to go here. We can play another check. He's going to win my knight. I'm going to take. He's going to start chopping some pawns. I don't like that. So how about just moving the knight? He's gonna push. No. No. He's still finding some moves. So check, he will not take with the pawn. Check, he's gonna take with the king. Then I will have a check. But then I cannot go here. That's a problem for us. See, how about rook here, push, takes, push, and here, we're stopping him. What about rook here, rook there, takes, here, push. I guess we can stop him, right? Rook here, he cannot defend the pawn, he's gonna push. We take, he's going to push. And I'll go here in time. Hopefully I'm, calculating correctly. Rook here, pawn push, rook takes, pawn push, rook here. And whenever he goes back, we can take. Whenever he attacks my knight, I can just move. Right? Rook here, pawn push, rook takes, pawn push, rook here, stopping the pawn. Yeah. I should be having more confidence in my calculation. Pawn push, rook takes, pawn push, rook here, in time to stop the pawn from promoting. I think his best chance is to play like something like king here, but I'm gonna definitely play a check, kick him away, and the knight cannot get into the game, but at least I'm gonna win a pawn and try to stop his pawn, and the pawn will be pushing. He decided to resign finally. Okay, that's a good game. 2071, my highest rating was 2074 or 75. We're going to check the game review and see what we did wrong, what we did right. %86 accuracy. Some good positional play let you seize the advantage in the middle game. Okay, let's see. Let's check. We're playing our beloved Queen's Gambit. Everything is nice. We had to play e3. We attacked, and that was the mistake. He was supposed to play bishop to b6, I'm really sure. What? Well, that's going to lead to an advantage because, oh my god, what? You missed an opportunity to create a pawn chain. Why do I get a pawn chain? I can just take the knight. The best move for him is to take with the queen. Well, I can go knight, hold on. Queen takes. Don't I have knight takes here? What? What are you talking about? Knight to c6? I did not see that. Oh my god. Thank god I did not play that. Oh my god. I was only calculating at this. I did not see the final move, knight to c6. Wow. So he got scared by it. That's a good sign. Then we played correctly. We had to attack it right away. But he decided to take, knight there, knight back. I was just scared of the knight being on c4. I pushed the pawn. I had to castle. Yeah, I will not allow rook here and everything. I decided to push. He played that, and that was my move, to attack the knight and win a pawn. What? How forcing a queen trade is not good? Because I'll be attacking both of these pawns at the same time. The reason I didn't want to play queen takes here, because he can play queen there. Queen to f3 attacking my rook. And I didn't want to castle, because that is really risky. So I decided to play a check. We forced the check and we played knight here. How is this not good for us? The correct move is to play b5 and lose 2 pawns? What? The best move is b5 and losing 2 pawns. King d6 is bad. King e6 is the only move. Knight takes g4, winning 2 pawns. Rook a g8. Wow. Oh, because if he decided to defend like this, he can just go pawn takes, and rook takes here. Wow, that is crazy. I played the correct check. I was supposed to take the pawn, but I was like, these 2 pawns are going to be loose. He attacked me. He had to play a6 himself. But I played a6, and now I'm defending the knight. We took a pawn. We took another pawn. Okay, and after these trades, we took, check, defended in the correct way, check, moved away, check, moved away, knight back, takes, push. That was the correct move, even though I had a check. And then I can just go back to defend against the pawn and get the king closer and win a pawn and push. But this was actually winning as well. I was really shocked that losing 2 pawns is still a draw for him. That's completely insane. So the first calculation mistake we made was in here, thinking that we actually have a knight sack, even though we don't. Because if the bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, it's still not over. He still had knight to c6 to trap the rook. But hold up. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, pawn takes, this. Oh, because after knight to c6, I cannot take the bishop. It is defended. Yeah, I did not see that for some reason. That's really insane. So that was the first calculation mistake. Luckily, it went in a good way. Here we had knight to h4, but I'm not sure why. Because after knight takes, he's just going to defend, fix his pawn structure. And yeah. The reason I played queen here because I wanted to go bishop takes, pawn takes, and then take this pawn he cannot take because I'll win his bishop. So maybe he saw that and then he decided to take. He moved the knight. I really didn't want him to go here, even though it says the best move to castle. But with an open G file, that's insane. And the bishop is looking here. So I had to go back. He moved the queen trying to get there. We played the correct move because he did not see after a pawn attack, the knight needs to move and he will lose this pawn. And they decided to give me another pawn. Here, I have no idea why this is the wrong move. What about queen takes c4? He's going to play queen to f3 attacking my rook. Don't tell me castles. Wow. Castles is the best move. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Maybe because I have queen to e2, forcing the queen trade. So h4 will be played, that's for sure. Queen to e2, forcing queen trade, not forcing, but he can just go back. Queen to f5. And how can we get a6? Yeah, definitely I'm going to play a6. That's insane. a6, we have b5 as well, because whenever he takes, we can take. The queen cannot take, it's defended. The rook will be attacking the bishop. g4 as well, attacking this. But I don't know. I mean, even if he takes, and I take with the knight, this pawn is attacked. This pawn is attacked. The best move is to play b5. I cannot take because he can take with the pawn, and after I take here, he will have a check, and I have to move my king, and I lose the rook. So that's why I cannot take here. But I can take this with a check. King e7, and I can just draw back. Knight to e4. You're telling me winning a pawn is not enough. f5, okay. We can put a knight here, even though it will not move, so I guess knight somewhere. Knight g5, okay. And then some kind of an h4. Takes, we'll lose the rook. Takes, bishop takes, we cannot take because we will lose the rook. We have to play king to d2, so after takes, everything's defended. Yeah, we have a slight advantage here, even though I don't understand it. Here we had to castle, but I was like, this is great. We played a check, we won a pawn by playing this. So some mistakes only engines can see the solution for. So I'm not that angry at my mistakes because, I mean, this is insane. And here we managed to convert it with a really good way. No mistakes. I'm just curious, what about this check? Okay, so he moves here. How can I stop the pawn? What? Oh my god, knight c4 is actually a checkmate. He cannot go here. Okay. Where can he go? Like king to d7. Okay, how can I stop the pawn? b6, just push. Whenever he takes, you can push. So takes. I can even play check. The king will move, push the pawn, make a queen, yeah. So it was a smooth game. He's gonna like push, we're gonna take this pawn, he's gonna push again, and we have the time to play rook to g6, stopping the pawn from pushing. He's gonna play like rook to f1 to try it, but we're just gonna take this, and we're fine. Yeah, now we are at 2071. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.